Hi friends, welcome to Lying Around Sewing. Today is gonna just be a whole lot of information talking about my life since I've had the baby and what you guys can expect from future content and stuff from me. So feel free to put me on in the background and just listen while I talk. I thought about doing some kind of time lapse, but I just don't have anything that would be really interesting for a time lapse. I don't do a lot of long drawing. I have one Jinx print from like Arcane that I've been working on, but it's still not done, so I can't show you that. And I just could do sewing time lapse, but I just don't have a lot of time where I'm constantly just doing sewing. Usually I have to leave and go check on the baby. So yeah, we're just gonna get a chatty vlog and I hope you guys enjoy it. And we're wearing the beanie because I have greasy hair, but because I'm a mom now, I don't get to shower as often and I have to wait for dad to come home to shower. But we need to get this filmed because I have so many things filmed for vlogs, but none of them are full footage. None of them are all together. I can't post it because I need to film endings or something like that. So today is vlog day, is YouTube, putting my time into YouTube content. So Slowpoke beanie today. I do have these available, but they are not listed on my website, so if you want one, just shoot me a message. Let's get into baby stuff, specifically how labor went and leading up to labor. If you do not want to listen to that, I understand. Skip ahead to the next chapter down below. And I'm mostly talking about this just because I want to be able to look back on it. We do plan on having another baby, and I want to remember this. I'm trying to write it down too and like journal, but I do so much better with visual content, and I want to be able to like watch this back and remember and not let my mind tell me, oh, this is how this happened, when really it was the other way. Like I don't want my mind to change. I don't want my memory to change. So you guys get to listen to it too. It won't be a whole lot of details, but it will talk about like surgery and stuff and a little bit of blood. So again, skip ahead if you don't want to hear it. But if you're intrigued, I went in for an induction. I will go ahead and preface, if I had to redo it again, I don't think I would get an induction because I just don't think my body was ready. And I think putting my body into motion to try to be ready kind of what delayed it and took it so long. So I think if I just waited a little longer, things might have went better. But anyways, I'm still so happy and thankful that everything went perfectly fine. But we went in the night before and it was like 5 p.m. They gave me, I'm not going to go into specifics, but they gave me basically a pill that would help, dilate me. They were going to wait till morning and break my water. So nighttime, we kind of just chilled. Allie came, brought us food. We played our Game Boy SPs because the plan was for Joey and I to beat Sapphire and Emerald and Ruby. He's gonna be mad at me. I should know this, but also I was in labor, so we're gonna beat one of the games. Leaf Green and Fire Red. That's the one. And the SP was the best thing. Like honestly, if you want to still game, or like your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever, while you guys are waiting for the baby, or if you have a baby, SP best handheld because it's so small and easy and compact. You can close it, put it in your pocket. We learned that. Very good for first-time parents if you still want a handheld game. We went in and had a good night. We watched some Spider-Man because they were showing Spider-Man on the TV. The next morning we wake up, still haven't progressed any. They ended up breaking my water and giving me Pitocin to speed things up, and man, did that happen fast. I had contractions like crazy. I couldn't even get from my bed to the bathroom before I would get another one. So I got a contraction on the way to the bathroom, got a contraction while in the bathroom, got another contraction on the way back. Like, that's how close they were together. And I did want an epidural, but they wanted to make sure that I was feeling the pain so that I know what it felt like and like kind of knew how to push and stuff when the time came. And I didn't want to be a weenie, but it got to the point where I was like, okay, this is awful. Like, it is back to back. I can't get a breath in. And the nurse was like, nope, that's exactly what we wanted. We will call the anesthesiologist now. They wanted you to call it before but before it got too bad, because sometimes it can take them a while if they're giving, anesthesia or epidural or whatever to someone else. But luckily he came pretty fast. For me personally, epidural wasn't that bad. I didn't know though that my husband wasn't allowed to be in there with me. So that was kind of like oh, really? But I understand it's like less people because they don't want you to move, they don't want you to flinch, like they want you to be focused and stay still. But the nurse I had, amazing. The nurse and doctor staff, I was sad. I cried the next day when we passed the hospital because I felt so taken care of, and I was in my postpartum. I wanted to be back just because I enjoyed being taken care of. So that all went good. It felt like a little bee sting, which was the numbing before the epidural. And honestly, my contractions hurt so bad I didn't notice anything, and they had me just squeeze a pillow, and the nurse was holding me. I'm like, you're doing a great job. So that was that. And you might be like, this is really fast. I don't want to bore you guys with the details, and I also don't want to give you a whole lot of details in case it freaks you out, but I do want to look back on it. So yeah, I'm kind of speed running this. This took a whole lot longer. Got my epidural. That thing, man, I couldn't feel below my belly button, and I was touching my legs and trying to pick them up and move them. I was like, these are my legs. This is crazy. And I'm pretty sure I said multiple times, this is awesome. I love this. Now I understand if it doesn't work or if it causes you more pain. I understand why people would be like, I don't like epidural. But for me personally, sorry baby, my hair's in your face. Look at that little hand. I really appreciated my epidural. After 6 hours of turning me and flipping me and trying to do other things, I hadn't progressed more than 6 centimeters, and the doctor was starting to get worried. I also started having, trigger warning, started having blood in my urine, and the doctor didn't seem too concerned, but my nurse and my mom, who was also there, who also is a nurse, was a little concerned in my catheter, and they tried a couple different things, and I wasn't getting my urine out, and that they were a little concerned about that. But again, doctor didn't care, or didn't seem to be worried. But they did talk to me about having to get a C-section potentially. I don't think anybody wants a C-section because, again, it's a lot of surgery. It's very intense. Was very scared because I have a fear that was how I was gonna, But everything worked out. I did take a moment. They let me have a few minutes, Joey and I, to process, and everything turned out okay. But I was very scared and very nervous. But again, I didn't want to manifest it. Didn't want to go into it with these negative thoughts. So I listened to 21 Pilots, and Joey and I tried to be very positive and think positive thoughts. The C-section, that was weird. I could feel them pulling, moving things around. It was kind of like a tickle, but worse. And I don't like being tickled. So it was definitely a weird, super weird feeling. And Joey was right there next to me the whole time until she was born, and then he went to the nursery with her Another thing that I could change if I could would be to see if my mom could go to the nursery with the baby, because I was alone and none of the doctors or nurses were really talking to me. And no joke, the anesthesiologist was farting behind me. I will never forget that. He would back up against the wall, and of course no one else is paying attention to him because they got other stuff to do, but I have nothing else to do other than listen to what they're saying and listen to him and things around me. And he would back up and I would hear a fart, and then he would like walk back up, and then he'd back up again, and I'm like, sir, I mean, I appreciate you backing up, but my goodness. So I wish that Joey could have stayed with me and my mom or someone go be with the baby in the nursery, because I felt very alone, and I honestly started talking to myself and to see if anyone would answer, and they did a little bit. They kind of asked about what I did, but I understand they had other stuff to focus on, so. But I felt kind of alone, and it felt like forever, which my doctor does take her time, and I'm very appreciative of that, but I'm pretty sure it was maybe like 30 minutes before and a good like 35, 40 afterwards to like stitch me up or anything, maybe longer. Because I know at one point my mom was getting worried, but there was another nurse that knew her and was like, don't worry, this doctor does a really good job, she takes her time, everything is fine, but they take their time. So she's like, okay, good. I was getting a little worried. So yeah, that was that. We stayed in the hospital a few more days. Baby was good, healthy. The epidural finally wore off the next like morning, and I was able to get up and move around, but it's really weird that, you know, people have to bring you your baby or like roll them over to you. You can't really change their first diaper if, you know, you're had the epidural because you can't get up. So Joey got to change her first diaper, and it was his first diaper he'd ever changed. Then we came home. Allie thankfully was there and helped us and watched our dogs so that they weren't all alone. And we just kind of chilled. We played some Pokemon. I mostly slept. I tried to play Pokemon, but I would keep falling asleep. Yeah, we had a great support group. My family, my friends, they were all great and so helpful. And I'm very appreciative of them. We're doing good. I've healed fine. This has been 3 months ago, but no problems afterwards with the scarring or whatever. I do have really bad stretch marks, but honestly, you can't see the incision because it is so low, and then I got the little mom pooch that it kind of hides it, so everything went good. She's doing good. We had a little bit of trouble with her birth weight because my milk wasn't coming in because I am breastfeeding, and they wanted me to supplement, but I was like, no, I want to do this. I know I can do it. And she got back to her birth weight within the 2-3 weeks or whatever that they want you to. So that's still good, and we're all doing good and healthy. So yay, baby update, pregnancy update, woo. Can't have another baby for at least a year, and that is totally fine with me because we are planning a Disney cruise next September, so 2026 September, and you can't be very far along pregnant to go on a cruise, so that's what will hold me to, other than my health, but not getting pregnant before a year. So now we have to at least wait a year and some months. Okay, welcome back. We're done talking about babies and pregnancy. Now let's talk about kind of what I've been doing while all this, because clearly I haven't been uploading a lot of YouTube content, and here's why. So I've been mostly going to work at my stepdad's shop, which I've talked about before. I do payroll, I enter receipts and information, I do, secretary type stuff. I answer the phone, answer emails, things like that. And I'm very thankful that I'm able to take her with me, and that we have a playpen there that has a little change in area that we put her in, and we recently got a swing that goes in the floor. And my mom works there too sometimes, and we rearranged the desks so that she can be at the computer if I'm also there, and I have my sewing machine, one of my sewing machines, set up there as well, so I can also sew a little bit if I get, you know, all the other work done there that I need to. So that's been very nice. I haven't got a whole lot of sewing done, but it's probably a lot more than if I didn't take my sewing machine there. So I kind of try to split my time. Right now I'm doing more at the shop because that's guaranteed money. Whereas if I come and work from home, even though I'm making stuff, I might not be making money right now until my next convention. So that's been very nice. Joey, of course, is back to work, and so we have his income, but we can't, with medical bills and everything, we can't survive off of just his income. So we need a little bit more income somewhere. So that's why I'm working there and doing a little bit here and there. So the other thing, which you've probably seen videos of, I've done the farmer's market for a little bit of extra money. And that's been going good. It's not been like a crazy amount of money, but every Saturday, almost every Saturday since April, I've been doing the farmer's market, and I've made, you know, a little bit of money, basically money for our food, like to get fast food that day or something, and maybe a little bit towards groceries. And it just gives me time to leave her with Dad, and they get some bonding time, and I get a little bit of fresh air and gossip and talk with my table neighbors. So that's one way I've been making some extra money. I've also been selling at this card shop in the next town over and putting my stuff in there, and they take like 20% of what I sell. I haven't been making as much as I would like for this, but it's really hard to split my time between all these things because we got, you know, Etsy and my website, farmer's market, we have this little card shop, and we have conventions that I'm trying to prep for, not to mention working at the shop and trying to get work done there for them. So it's really hard to keep it all organized and making sure that I'm getting things done that I want. But also I've been trying to just do and make things that I want to make. I started making some dog bandanas. I started making some dice bags that I wanted to make forever. So it's been good to make things that I don't usually make, kind of like branch out a little bit. While we're on the topic of making money, let's talk conventions for the rest of this year. So we already knew that I was taking a step back and it was going to be a significantly lower convention list this year. So what we have coming up is Danville Comic-Con, which is actually this weekend. So if I get this video up, it's probably tomorrow. But that's in Danville, Kentucky, June 21st. It's just a one day, and it's pretty cheap to get in. I think maybe $15 or something. We did this one last year a couple of times, so I do have some vlogs on it. It's a really good one day, not too far from me. And I need to focus on this week making things that are like cheaper. I want to make some mystery bags, but my stickers and my keychains and my smaller plushies sold really good for this one. So that's what I'm going to focus on this week. Joey and I will be at Too Many Games, but we won't be selling there. So if you're going to Too Many Games, come check us out. We'll probably be walking around. Come say hi. All right, sorry, I have to take a little break. Hopefully she'll be calmed down there, but that's also why I'm kind of speed running this, but hopefully it's all making sense. If you have any questions, just let me know. So yes, we'll be at Too Many Games, but we will be attending, hopefully cosplaying, and I hope to have my Pokemon cards. I'm going to try to get more for my my collection that I'm trying to complete. I can't think of it right now. So after Too Many Games, we're doing Fanboy Knoxville in Tennessee. That's July 11th through the 13th. Bethany and I will be doing that one together. We'll be right next to each other. She did this one last year. This will be my first time doing it, so I hope that it's good. I think I'm going to focus on hats for this one, since it's a little bit bigger one. It's a Comic-Con. And yeah, I hope that that one's good. All of July, basically I have one every weekend except for 4th of July weekend, which I thought about selling at the farmer's market, but based on past experiences, if there's a holiday, it doesn't do good. Memorial Day was Mother's Day was didn't do Father's Day. So I won't be having a June farmers market vlog or a July farmers market vlog, but those will have convention vlogs in replace of that. Then I have 2 conventions that are close by. They are one-day shows. I will say one is the Campbellsville Con in Campbellsville, Kentucky. That one is put on by the same people that do Danville Comic Con, so I will be at that one. And it's just a one day. I think, again, tickets are like $15. And then I have another one that's the library convention that I did last year, but I will not have a vlog for that one just because it's so small and little and it goes by really fast. That is July 19th for the Campbellsville one, July 26th. And then I have my little, in October, I have one that I did last year that I did pretty good. It's like on the square in town, and it's like a nighttime event, and we do Friday night and then all day Saturday. I'm doing that in October. So from July to like October, I have nothing as of right now. And then I signed up for this PokeCon that's in Frankfort, Kentucky. It's also a one day, November 15th. Don't know what it's gonna be like. The people that are putting this one on seem to do a lot of conventions, and I feel like there are a lot of smaller conventions. But since this one is Pokemon specific, I love a good Pokemon themed. That's what I have a lot of. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I think it was like $125 for a table. So we'll give it a shot. And again, that one's not till November. The one that I usually do that's like OmniCon, the Fan Fest one, that is the same weekend, and they're doing a Splatoon theme this year. But I already paid for this table, so I'm gonna do that one instead. Are you talking to yourself? She's looking in the mirror. I'm gonna get mad. And then the last one I have for this year is GalaxyCon Columbus, and it's December 5th through the 7th. This will be my second year doing this one. I did rebook from last year, and it's a pretty good mid-convention. I was 8 months pregnant, 8 months pregnant last time, so I didn't love it, but hopefully this year will be good if the economy is better. What I am going to be doing between like July and October, since I have that 3-month gap, August, September, a 2-month gap, is I've been wanting to do this for a while, but do an Appa August, which means my Appas are going to be on sale and they'll be the cheapest that they've ever been. And I'm going to have this include my pattern and my Appa hats and maybe some Avatar other plushies, but Appa specific. And the reason is I think I'm going to dwindle down making Appas. It's just really hard to work on this 3+ hour plushie with a baby when that 3 hours, if I sit down start to finish, turns into an all-day thing. Like if I need to make an XL Appa, it's basically all I'm getting done in the day. And with Joann's going out of business officially, it's going to be harder for me to find fabric. I was already having trouble finding brown Sherpa, and I was having to dye it. So add that on to having a baby and also having to try to dye fabric in boiling water. It just doesn't go well together. So I have a whole lot of stock of white Sherpa still. So my plan is to use the rest of that hopefully this year. Whether all of my Appas sell, then they're done. And if they don't sell, then I'll have a good back stock of them. Now, I'm not saying I'll never make Appa again. I don't want you guys to think this is the end, I have to buy one now. You don't have to. This will be the cheapest they've ever been. I just wanted to prepare you guys that kind of once this fabric that I have is gone, that I probably won't be making any more unless I find somewhere that I can get it easily and that's good quality. Because I've got some brown Sherpa before, instead of trying to dye it, and it's not good quality. I just don't like it, and I don't want to make a plush that I'm going to charge a whole lot for because of the time. I want the materials to be good too. So yeah, Appa August. I haven't decided if I'm going to make up front a certain amount or limit a certain amount a week, maybe like 5 smalls, 3 mediums, 1 large, and then see what my fabric is looking like. It would be better if I could make them all ahead of time, but I can't guarantee that. So I'm gonna have to be stingy with how many I make available until I know how much I have. If you're interested in one of those, make sure to get some of the beginning slots, because once it gets more to the end, I might run out of fabric. I am gonna limit my hats to, I think 10 is too much, so I'm thinking like 5, and I'll have those done ahead of time because they do take up a lot of the Sherpa fabric. Like one hat takes up 1 yard, and I think I might have somewhere around 7 yards. So I guess I really have to do math. I might not even have as much as I think I do. But I did buy a big roll right before the shutdown. Speaking of, I am gonna do a video, hopefully record it right after this, of where I get my fabric and what I've been using now that Joann's is closed. Last little bit of things, Etsy has been doing good. Thank you guys for ordering from my website and my Etsy, even though I haven't been super on my game about social media and stuff, especially YouTube and Instagram. But my Etsy, and I gotta give a shout out to Etsy too. They've been doing good advertisement since I haven't been doing anything. That's been very helpful that I still have some income through there. Another thing that I've kind of been making money from, this is a more recent, like end of May, June, is Fetch Rewards. I'm not sponsored, but hey, if they give me some kind of sponsorship, I would do that, because I've made almost $150 just from using the app. I've made more than that before. I've had Fetch for like years now, but they recently did their Fetchtopia. I started to record a video on it, but then I realized I didn't have enough like content really. But basically Fetch is where you scan your receipts and you get points for scanning receipts, and if you buy certain things, you get more points, and then you can take those points and get gift cards. So the main thing I use it for is like fast food. When Joey and I don't know what fast food we want, I check Fetch to see what I have extra points for. Usually it's Zaxby's or KFC, and it's like eat 3 times at Zaxby's and you get 100 or 1,500 points as usual, and that's basically $1.50 in Fetch points versus dollars. But once you get enough, you can cash out for your gift card. And during Fetchtopia, a lot of things were double points. So instead of like 1,500, I was getting 3,000 for eating at Zaxby's, which I use the Zaxby's app too, and get like $5 off my purchase with my Zaxby's points. So $5 off plus another $3 that's going towards a gift card later. That I feel like is a pretty good, like I'm already gonna eat there anyways, so might as well use it towards something else. And what I've been saving my Fetch points towards is Disney gift cards, because like I said, we're going on that cruise in September next year, and we've already got it booked. So every time I get a $50 gift card, I go into my Disney cruise booking and I put that gift card on my account, and hopefully by next year, I will have paid most good amount on the cruise and won't have to pay as much out of pocket. So I'm excited about that. That's kind of where my Fetch points are going. And the other thing that you can do is play games. I know people are like, playing games for money, that's a scam. But it's not. If you are doing the right thing, yeah, you're not making like $100 like some of those are saying. Depending on the games that you play, Fetch will give you points if you beat a certain level, and it'll tell you up front during Fetchtopia you're getting 2 times points. And if you pay attention, like just this week, if you did 5 tasks, which is like basically this game says get to level 5, this game says get to level 10. If you do those 5 of them, you get 7,000 points, which is $7 to just be playing games. And I like to play them while I'm like breastfeeding her, or while I'm nap trapped and she's asleep on me and I can't move. So I like to play those games. And it's just, I don't usually do mobile games, but it is nice to give myself a break and just tell myself to like chill and sit. Yeah. And some of them are easier than others, of course, so you kind of just gotta find your niche. I love the merge games. There's one that I'm up to like level 35 almost, and I'll get like 2,000 points when I get to level 35. It is really nice, and I'm hoping if I can do $50 a month, that would be like awesome. That's more than I'm making on YouTube. If you want to give Fetch a shot, please use my referral code if you don't mind. I will get like 3,000 and you'll get 2,000, which is already a good chunk towards. And you can cash out at like $5. I think like Walmart or something. Some of them have just $5 options. Yeah. So mine is, you can either scan this QR code or type in QM as in Mary, 9JR. And yeah, and if you play any games, let me know, because we can like join up on some games. Some of them are better off, like Monopoly Go. I played that a little bit, but you kind of attack each other if you have friends, and that's not fun while we're trying to build our city. But I guess that's how like real Monopoly is. You're kind of going against each other. But yeah, I'm already up to 48,000 again, and I usually wait until I get 55,000 because that's how much it is for a Disney gift card. And of course it's different, like the more ones that people would want, like Amazon, Walmart, Disney, you need more points. So instead of 50,000 to get $50, you need 55 to get 50. But some of them, like the ones that aren't as sought after, I guess, like 1-800-Flowers or something, you could get like 10,000 points, get you $10. So definitely add me on Fetch. You can also see like who got how many points every month. But yeah, not sponsored, but if they reached out, that's the way I've been earning money to save for our Disney cruise. Look at these little hands. Isn't this so cute? Isn't he so cute? I think that's about it. The other thing I do want to mention is Premiere Pro. I canceled my subscription just because I haven't been doing as much. And I'm going to be trying DaVinci, I think it's called. Bethany recommended it to me, and it is free. And I had the option to pick like what I was used to, and when I opened it, it looked kind of close to Premiere Pro. So let me know. I'll try to give you guys like, oh, this video is edited with DaVinci versus Premiere Pro, and see if you can even tell a difference. But I'm trying to save money wherever I can, and that was costing me around $24 a month. And you know, I just went 3 months basically and didn't edit anything, so that was like almost $100 that wasn't being used. So in case I run into that again, because I got this one here, I just want to go ahead and cancel it and try to find something free to use until YouTube is making enough money to pay for that. Because right now I'm making about $100 every 4 months, but that's not the case right now because I've been sitting at like $70 since before she was born, which was like 3 months ago. So unless my videos take off in this month, we will be not on track for that, but that's fine. Oh my goodness. Did it go in the trash? It did. Luckily it's not trash, it's just fabric scraps, but. All right, I think I'm gonna end it here and see what video editing I have. I'm checking my notes, and I think that is everything I wanted to say. Parenting is great, I love it, but you know, like they said, it's a full-time job, and I'm trying to balance 2 other jobs on top of that, and Joey has been so helpful. It is so nice, but I have to tell myself that I can't do it all. The house isn't always going to be clean, especially with 3 dogs, and you know, we're going to have to eat takeout sometimes, and that's fine. Totally fine. We did do the, we had people that cooked us frozen meals a whole lot. Tia was a big help with that. Whew, this hurt my back. And then we did do the home chef type thing for about a month. I had a deal on that, but now we're back into trying to figure out our meals for the week. So that's always a challenge. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this. I hope you got a lot done on whatever you were working on, or just chilling on the couch, playing on your phone, maybe playing some fetch games. I don't know. I highly recommend the bubble one. Hold on, let me tell you guys what games I recommend before I let you go. Bubble Pop or Pop Bubble. You don't get to pick the games. It kind of gives you a list to choose from. Recommend that one. Recommend Travel Town. That's the merge game that I'm almost to level 35. And for some quick ones, I recommend Match Factory, Coin Master, and Zen Match. Okay, and Township. Okay, if you have those on your list. And I will let you guys go. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.